in South Korea, I felt like it was really important for me to put all girls trip in the very corner because it was just myself, my little sister, and a friend. So it's just us three girls exploring Japan and South Korea. We had a really great time. So thank you all for joining me as I get to relive this experience. And so let's see if my clicker here works. Has anyone visited Japan or South Korea? No? Yes. Well, awesome. Well, please do not judge me if I cannot pronounce these words because I cannot. So I might say A or I might say B. So let's start off with Japan. This was just a 3-day trip, a quick visit around Tokyo. Tokyo is huge. So we knew we couldn't fit everything all in those 2 days because one of the days was a travel day. But we wanted to hit at least the main spots, which was, I'm going to try this, Shinjuku, Shibuya, and Asakusa. So I thought I could make it a little interactive for the first part for Japan, a little trivia here. What traditional Japanese drink is made from finely ground green leaves and whisked with hot water? Okay. Ooh. Matcha. Matcha is correct, and let me tell you, going to Japan, you see matcha everywhere. And I was in heaven for the first day, not for the second, because I was matcha'd out after day 1. So this is, I felt like it was really important for me to show you the top part, which was the subway station, and I was lost. I mean, I was lost. We arrived to the airport, and we went up front, we're like, how can we get to our hotel? He's like, oh, yeah. Just go down to the subway. You need to buy a ticket for the Narita station, but then you need to buy another ticket for a different station. And when you get off that station, you gotta hop on a different station. I said, what? What are you talking about? I have no idea. So first steps first is we saw this map, and we said, okay, Google, help us out here. For here, you did have to buy a separate ticket for the Narita station. And then you have an app on your phone where you can pay and tap and go. But we were very lost. We got off too early. Listen, do not get off early. So we got off early. This is us very happy before we got off. And then once we got off the station, we walked out and we saw at 7 p.m. people in full suits, like they just got off work, all suited up, black, white, and I was like, wow, these people never sleep. Oh my goodness. And so we went to the information station. We said, how do we get out of here? Where are we? And he said, shoo. So we left the information station, and we finally realized if we find a little green man that looks like this, that means exit. And so we just found the little green man, and eventually we found ourselves to the top and Ubered our way to the hotel. Yes, praise. This up here is us at the 7-Eleven station, and we were so happy. Everyone's familiar with 7-Eleven, right? No, it's 7-Eleven, right? This 7-Eleven, all the 7-Elevens in Japan, you can make your own smoothies. You just get a cup, you press a button, and it makes your own smoothie. And then you can get a cup of ice, and you press a button, and it makes iced coffee, different flavors. All you have to do is just pay for the coffee, and you just go to the machine and press the button, and it's like magic. I was like, man, this 7-Eleven is so nice. Very cool. Day 1, we got our matcha ice cream. And now we're moving on to day 2. And so day 2, we're like, let's get a little snack. I have no idea what this is, but it was delicious. Oh, it was so good. It was fruit. That was in the middle, that's fig. We had strawberry and mango. And I was like, let's just stop. Let's just try it out. And it was delicious. And then this is me posing on that left corner here. You're going to see a lot of that. I apologize ahead of time. So after we did our little snack, we thought, okay, before we start our trip, we should go to the shrine, get ourselves centered before we do all of the walking. And so right here is us, all cute and a peaceful walk down. It was beautiful and quiet and so green. It was wonderful. I was like, what a great start for the trip in the morning. And then the one in the middle there in the orange, that's my little sister. And the one on the far, that's my friend. Okay, little trivia, here we go. Which Japanese company created the world-famous game character Mario? Anyone? Any guesses? Sony? All agree Sony? Nintendo. That is correct. Nintendo is correct. So here's just some more pictures of day one for us. So cute little shops. That was part. I don't know where the pointer is at. If I could do it, I would do it. This? No. Well, this picture. Oh no. See, that's what you get for pressing buttons. Give me just a second. Okay, here we go. So this was part of the shrine walk right over here. And then past the shrine walk, we enter a market street where it was a bunch of just different types of food and vendors and shops. And so we said, you know what? It's lunchtime, let's eat some ramen. And so I got to experience my first authentic ramen, which was delicious. This was actually Thai inspired, and it was so yummy. And can you guess if Jasmine knew how to use chopsticks? But she learned. She learned. Right over here is ice cream, matcha. I think that's a bean paste, and then the far back was a apple. Delicious. Okay, another trivia. Here we go. What is Mega Don Quixote, often called as Donkey, best known for in Japan? Any guesses? High-end fashion and luxury goods, selling affordable electronics, being a massive discounted store selling almost everything, or D, hosting Tokyo's largest arcade? D? C. C is correct, yes. It is a 7 levels of just almost everything you can think of. I mean, elevator after elevator. I mean, it was huge. First floor, beauty products. Second floor, electronics. And third floor, travel. It is open 24/7, and it carries from snacks to souvenirs, beauty products, electronics, outfits, and even luxury goods. So if I forgot anything, that was the place for me to buy, and I did. So that's us out to the store. Right here is the currency for Japan. Up here is the different levels of the massive store. That's the actual store in the front that we passed by. And then we went to the Nintendo in Tokyo. And over here is a Pokemon character that I thought was really cool. Okay, here we go. What makes Shibuya Crossing in Tokyo world famous? Is it A, it has the tallest building in Japan. It's B, the largest underground shopping mall. C, it's one of the busiest pedestrian crossings in the world. Or is it D, it's the site of Japan's oldest temple? C. C. It is one of the busiest crossings in the world. And that is true. So peak times, over 2,500 people can cross at once from multiple directions. And I loved it so much, I did it 4 times. So that is a video from the top. And this is me taking video, walking the crossing. Really neat, really cool. Okay. That is an arcade, and I was gonna bring my little foxy friend, but I forgot, but we actually won the fox. And now I take the fox wherever I go. So from this point forward, now the fox is part of our team, and the fox is traveling us. I think we're calling her Foxy. But yes, so she now goes with me wherever I travel. I actually just took her to New York, oh Foxy. This is us playing at the arcade, little drumming. And then that's another video of the arcade, which was really fun. I mean, you could win chocolates, different prizes. It was huge, huge, huge. Okay, so this is day 2 for us, and we're in, I'm gonna try this, Asakusa, A. And for me, this was one of the highlights. It felt like I was back in time. In this area, you can actually rent out kimonos, and so you saw people in their traditional Japanese wear, and I just felt like I was in a movie, and they had their full outfits, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful town, a great way to end our Tokyo trip.
Yes.
Japan, yes, Tokyo. And so we entered this little food hall mart where they're known for this bread, and it actually said, "We are famous and known for this bread." And I was like, "Oh, might as well buy it, right?" And it was so soft and buttery and delicious. It was yummy, absolutely yummy. Okay, which Japanese dish consists of raw fish and served over rice? Sushi! And Jasmin did just that. She ate sushi. Has to. So this is the sushi restaurant that we went to for day 2. And you are on the tablet and you can order the type of sushi that you like, or any of the appetizers, even your drinks. And so it will go on I don't know if you saw it, but it's a belt, and you'll just pick it up from the belt and you'll just eat, and eat. Okay, more matcha. So this is actually a matcha ice cream cone, and at the middle, it actually had cake. A little surprise. So it was matcha, vanilla ice cream, cake, bread, and then some more ice cream. And then at this shop here is actually known as the strongest matcha in the world. I did not try it. My friend did, and I believe her. At this point, I was matcha'd out. And we, out of just being spontaneous, we saw this temple, which is actually really known for this area. And so we decided just to explore one of their temples here. And it was stunning. They actually just finished a festival there, and so there was a ton of people. And of course, I had to pose. More videos of the temple, and picture in the middle. I do want to say an interesting fact that I learned is when you enter the temple or the shrine, you're supposed to bow before you enter, and once you leave the temple, you're supposed to bow again to leave the temple. Okay. In which Tokyo, Japan, neighborhood can you find the famous staircase featured in an anime film called Your Name? And it should be A, because that's where we were. So it's actually one of my favorite anime films, and so our hotel was really close to that famous staircase, and so we decided to go and check it out. And so right here is a picture of one of the anime movie films. is exactly like the staircase that we saw in Tokyo. All right, so now we did our Tokyo trip, and we are moving on to Seoul. So we started off with day one going to our hotel for Seoul. And here, this staircase is actually a piano staircase. So when you step on it, it's a piano. And so you're stepping, you're making music, and then you step down and it plays music. It's really, really neat. Up in this top corner, that is just one example of the 1,000 stairs that we had to go through with our 50-pound luggage. We got our steps in. We've got our steps in. Over here, in this bottom corner here, this is a store known in Korea called Olive Young, and it's one of the most famous K-beauty stores. And it has floors of just different products, hair products, skin products, masks, everything you can think of. This is the place that you can get it. So, and I did. I got a ton of masks. I was debating of sharing this picture right here, but I thought it was so important for me because I did my hair for this trip, and as I was coming to the hotel in Seoul, my hair fell. And so that was, yes, and so that was another point of the picture. It was like, oh man, well, gotta take all this hair out. This is still day one, so we went to a cute coffee shop. Let's go. Over here is a BTS store right in Seoul, and so that is the handprint of all of the BTS members. And you're probably thinking, what is BTS? BTS is a K-pop group that I really like a lot. Love.
Can you tell them what K-pop is?
Ooh, yes, absolutely. Of course I can. K-pop is Korean pop music. And so they have different artists and different styles of music, different groups, boy groups, girl groups. And so this particular boy group is one of my favorite. Okay, and so this right here is the Emperor's Palace, if it will not move. We just took a quick glance, and actually right here in this other corner, they were changing, I think they call it the color guards, they were changing the guards, the flags. And so we just wanted to check it out, popped in, and so we actually come back later at the end of our Korea trip back to the palace. So you'll see more pictures of what the palace looks like. Okay, so now we did one day in Seoul, and we wanted to go to the beach. And so we actually went on the bus. It was a 5-hour bus trip to go all the way down to the bottom of South Korea for us to go to a place called Busan. So this is a map of Busan, and then just different pictures of the Busan area. So for me, this is really, really special. I actually have an uncle that I did not realize was from Busan. And so when I went in this neighborhood, I said, you know what? I just feel like this is where he's from. So when I went back to talk to my aunt, she said, that's where he's at, that's where he grew up. And so it just brought me to tears because I really felt that place, that this is where he was. So he passed away, but it was a beautiful circle. So me posing, beautiful skyscrapers, and then us on Hyundai posing in front of the water. We actually entered, perfect timing, it was a sand castle festival. So they had a competition going around where they built different sculptures in the sand. And so you would walk around and look at the different sculptures. So they had a K-pop with Bruno Mars up top. This is the different the Eiffel Tower, a bin, the Statue of Liberty, a cute little strawberry, and then just a bunch of different sculptures, which was really, really neat. And then this is the view from the top of our hotel, where we decided, like, hey, something's going on. Let's go down there and check it out. in the very top because we had a really nice pool. And so the beautiful nightlife, we did walk through Busan, the night market, and so we got a sundae that had honeycombs on top. It was so good. And then there was a cute little shop where you can make your own toe or put little stickers or any of the graphics on there. Okay, so this is now the next day in Busan, and when I said I really like BTS, I really meant to say I really love BTS. So this is actually the dad's cafe shop. And so we went all the way to the dad. He owns this cafe. And so I put here, I said, "Hi, Jasmin, please consider NC USA. Thank you." So maybe he'll see that and then we'll come to North Carolina. But actually right here, this is the dad. He has all of their awards displayed. I got a chocolate cake and a really yummy iced tea. We went to the skywalk, wonderful view, blue. You could see Busan from far. It was so windy that day. So this is me trying to pose in the wind, tossing my curly hair. But it was a lot of fun. That's my little sister, and you can see the back and view. It was beautiful.
What month was that?
Skywalk.
This trip, what time of year?
This was May, mid-May.
Thank you.
Yes. So we're still in Busan. This is one of the foods that I ate. It's delicious. I have no idea, but it was really good. I'm gonna say that a lot. I'm just gonna, this looks great. We're gonna eat that today. This is my little sister. We're doing a little photo shoot over here, which was live. The camera was up high and you had to pose, and that was a lot of fun. So we were doing this while we were waiting to go on a lift that actually takes you across the water. Stunning, stunning view. So this next slide is actually going to show you what we were on. And this is around sunset. We meant to do that. It was beautiful. This is nighttime, Jasmin. And I was like, I wonder if McDonald's tastes the same in South Korea. And so they had different options that were like Korean barbecue flavored burgers or sauces. And so that was us really excited to eat McDonald's. And then over here I found out that actually on your GPS, you can choose the option to avoid stairs. I wish I would have done that in Japan. Up here is actually the mascot for Busan in Korea. And so they have this mascot everywhere.
The white chicken?
We thought the same thing. Is actually a seagull. We said, wow, this is such a cute chicken. And they corrected us really quick. That's a seagull. Again, I really love BTS. So we dedicated a full day of all of their spots. So this is us where they use their old rehearsal studio. And so all of the fans from BTS come over and they sign their name. And you can see the wall full of just different writings and signatures. And so I'm just putting my little note and I said, 2025, dream come true, Army, NC, Jasmin. I want them to know there's someone in NC. And then right around the block, they used to eat, around their breaks, they used to go to this shop to eat. And so we went to this shop and actually ordered where they used to eat. So the owners were really, really sweet, really, really kind. And they, of course, they had their own BTS all covered all over their restaurant. And so on our BTS day, we went to a, where they used to live, which is now a cafe, so they turned it into a cafe. Really, really cute. And all of this is sticky notes from the fans that they wrote to the K-pop group. But the bakery was really good, and of course I got a little coffee to re-energize my day. And then we go into the city where their new building, which is called Hive, and that is actually where they are at and where they practice and rehearse. And this is the view. And then right behind the building, we got a little treat, of course. And so you can imagine us walking on the building, thinking maybe we'll see a BTS member, and then we walk back, and then we walk again casually. Maybe a BTS member will come back. No, they didn't. So now we moved on. Later that night, we decided to go to the Han River. So here, we ate some of their BBQ chicken, and we just sat and enjoyed the view. Now this is around 11 p.m. And in Seoul, they're very big on night culture. And so I saw a running group warming up at 11 p.m., getting ready to start their run. It's like, wow, they don't sleep either. The next day, we decided to go to a famous spot called the Starfield Library. And I mean, they had thousands of books. 13 meters high with 70,000 books across 2 floors. And it's right in the middle of the mall, just a normal mall. So this is the video of the library. Stunning. And then I saw that in the mall they had Gordon Ramsay, and I said, Gordon Ramsay? Of course I have to eat his burger. So I had Gordon Ramsay burger. And this is us in Seoul. They're very big on karaoke. And so we wanted to do karaoke. We had so much fun. We left at 2 in the morning. Yes. And it's just normal there. People just karaoke and it's 2 a.m. There's people just walking. This is us. We just traveled around the city and we went on a stroll, and actually right here, I know it's a little blurry, but there was a little concert going on, and so it was just this beautiful background music while we were walking, taking a stroll. Seoul Tower. So it's one of the iconic towers or monuments in Seoul, and so it's an observation tower, and it was beautiful. So we actually went to the very, very top, and we had a 360 view of the entire city. This was my favorite part of the trip, is the view. I was sitting there and I was just taking it in, and you could see the mountains in the background, and the city, and they're also very known of putting locks. So we actually bought a lock and we put our signature on it so that if we ever were to return, we would look for our lock again. So a lot of this is very known as a couple spot to put your love on a lock. And then right here, on the very top corner, is the stairs that I had to take all the way down to the mountain because I lost my ticket to go on the lift, to go all the way down. And I was like, don't worry, and I had no idea. I said, don't worry, guys. I'm wellness. I can do this. Stairs, I can go all the way down. My calves were shaking. I was like, this thing just keeps going and going and going. And you know what humbled me? I saw a couple with sandals. Okay, it's midnight already, and it's just a date in sandals walking up, and I had my athletic shorts and my tennis shoes, and I was sweating. Just another day. And then this picture right here is me, the little blue light, and my phone on red because I got lost going down this tower. So my sister and my friend were actually on the opposite side, and they were like 10 minutes away from me, so I was completely lost. I went all the way down, and you should stay put, but I didn't, and so I went back up to the mountain, and they're like, just stay, just don't move. Yes, what a memorable trip. So the palace that I showed in the beginning, we actually come back near the end of the trip. So this is a former royal palace established in 1395. It is popular for visitors to wear hanbok on their visit to the palace and get a free entry. So that's what we did. So right here is the picture of where the emperor would sit, the red right there. The picture of the palace. Right here they actually have a museum that you can go, and it tells you all the history about the palace and the different dynasties. And then this right here is us. So we actually got to go and get dressed up. They actually fixed our hair to put the traditional pieces. We got to pick our outfits. And so we actually rented the hanbok and we just walked around the palace like princesses. It was beautiful. We had little purses to carry around. We had a really, really great time. So now we are near the end of the trip, and this is Seoul, the last day before home. So right here is the moment where I said, if I was to come back to South Korea, it's because I ate this. It was a fig cream bread with the Korean traditional cinnamon coffee. It was so good. And so actually it was a hidden alleyway about this big. It was so tiny that you would miss it. And so you walk in, and it just opens up. On one side is the cafe, and the other side is the bakery. And so you go into the cafe, and they hand drip the coffee, and then you can go to the other side where you have fresh pastry. And so we actually went to the very top, and we just people watched, and it felt like you went back in time. You couldn't really see the city. They had the traditional Korean music, and I was just there sipping my coffee. That was a highlight. Yay! So that's the end of my trip. I do want to say that it was a long trip to get back home. It was about a 5-hour overlap wait time, so it was 2 hours to get to Tokyo, and then 5 hours to wait to get to Canada, which was 14 hours, and then we had to wait another additional 3 hours, and then it took 4 more hours to get to Raleigh. So it was a long trip, but it was really worth it. The culture, the people, it was a really good time. But I'm happy. If you have any questions? Yes.
It looked to me like in Korea, there was a lot of English, and in Japan, not so much. Is that your experience?
So the question is, in Korea, it seems like there was a lot more English versus Japan, and actually both countries had a lot of English speakers, especially if you stay in the city or the main tourist attractions. But there were moments where we were doing sign language because we had no idea what we were talking about. But we did use an app that helped us where we could have the phone and they would say something and it would translate. And then we could type back where we wanted to go. Especially in Busan, because that's such it's away from the city, there wasn't a lot of English speakers. Any other questions? Yes?
Did you plan the
trip yourself or did a travel agent?
Did we plan the trip ourselves? We did. We did. Actually, this trip has been something that we wanted to do for a while now, back in 2020, and so we knew there were some highlights we wanted to hit, and so we all picked, go ahead and put it on a document, all the places that you want to see. And what I did was I copied all the places and put it in ChatGPT, and it gave me a full itinerary of what I should do for the day. Really, really cool. Any other questions?
Did you say that in Japan there was a place where they had 1,000 steps?
So, is there a place in Japan where they had 1,000 steps? I'm sure there is. I was exaggerating. It felt like 1,000 steps because everywhere you go, there's just steps everywhere, and you can imagine how hard that is to carry your luggage around steps. So yes, and I realized that we would go all the way to the top, and then we would look over, and there's an elevator. Yes. Any other questions? Well, thank you so much for coming. I'm happy to answer any other questions if you want to come up, and for letting me go back in time. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu.